June wiped sweat from his forehead as he climbed over the rocky surface of Moon X-42. The air was thin, and his breath made small clouds inside his helmet. This was his 5th exploration this month. As the top xenobiologist at Galactic Research Station 7, it was his job to study life on new worlds. 2 more samples, and I can head back, he said to himself, checking the collection box strapped to his side. The moon's purple sky cast strange shadows on the ground. June had been working for the Interstellar Research Corporation for 7 years now. He was good at following rules. The most important rule was simple: look but don't touch, never interfere with alien life. A flash of blue light caught his eye from behind a cluster of rocks. June wasn't supposed to stray from his planned path, but curiosity pulled him forward. He carefully made his way toward the light. "What in the world?" he whispered. In a small crater lay a creature unlike anything he'd ever seen. It was the size of a house cat, with scales that shifted between blue and purple. 6 thin limbs twitched weakly. It had a long neck and tail, and small wings folded against its body. The creature looked like the dragons from Earth's old stories, but with strange glowing marks running down its spine. Blood, or something like blood, pooled beneath it. The creature's eyes fluttered open for a moment. They were bright gold with black slits. It made a soft chirping sound that broke June's heart. June knew the rules. He should take pictures, notes, and samples. He should not help. He should not interfere. The creature was clearly young, a baby of its species, and badly hurt. "Control, this is June," he said into his comm. "I found an injured life form. Requesting guidance." Commander Tahoe's voice crackled back. "Document and continue your survey. Xenobiologist Park. Non-interference protocol is clear." June looked at the small dragon. Its breathing was getting weaker. Something inside him rebelled against the cold logic of the rules. "Control, I'm losing connection," he lied, then turned his comm to silent mode. With gentle hands, June opened his medical kit. He wasn't supposed to use human medicine on alien life, but he couldn't just watch this beautiful creature die. He carefully cleaned the worst wounds and applied a basic sealing gel to stop the bleeding. The baby dragon's eyes opened again. It seemed to look right into June's soul. A strange feeling washed over him, like the creature was thanking him. "I need to get you proper help," June said softly. With a decision that would change his life forever, June carefully wrapped the small dragon in his sample cloth and placed it in his collection box. The creature weighed almost nothing, as if its bones were hollow. As he made his way back to the landing craft, June's mind raced with plans. His friend Minji was a medical officer. She would help him. They could hide the dragon in his private lab until it recovered. "I'm breaking every rule in the book," he muttered, climbing into his ship. The baby dragon made a soft purring sound from the box. Somehow, June felt sure he was doing the right thing, even as he knew it might cost him his job, or worse. As the ship lifted off from the moon's surface, June sent a private message to Minji. "Meet me at Lab 4. Emergency. Tell no one." The small dragon shifted in the box, its glow pulsing weakly like a fading heartbeat. June pushed the engines harder. Time was running out. Looking at the stars through the view screen, June had no idea that his act of compassion would soon connect humanity to one of the oldest and most powerful species in the galaxy, and change everything. June hurried through the quiet halls of Research Station 7. It was late in the station's night cycle, and most staff were asleep. The collection box trembled slightly against his side. The baby dragon was still alive. For now. Lab 4 was the smallest and oldest lab on the station. Few people used it anymore. Perfect for keeping secrets. Minji was already waiting when he arrived. Her dark eyes widened when June placed the box on the table. "What did you bring back this time?" she asked, crossing her arms. As the station's medical officer, Minji had helped June with his work many times, but never anything like this. "I had no choice," June said, carefully opening the box. Minji gasped when she saw the small dragon. Its scales were now more gray than blue, and its breathing was shallow. "June, you know the rules about alien life forms," she whispered. "We document. We study. We don't interfere." "It was dying," June said simply. "Look at it, Minji. Have you ever seen anything like this?" Minji leaned closer. The dragon's 6 limbs twitched as if dreaming. The glowing marks along its spine pulsed weakly. "It looks like the dragons from old Earth stories," she said softly. "But that's impossible." "I need your help," Jun said. "I've broken all the rules already. I can't let it die now." Minji sighed. She had always been practical, but she also had a good heart. "Lock the door," she said, already pulling on medical gloves. For the next 3 hours, they worked to save the strange creature. Its body was both familiar and alien. It had a strong heart, but strange blue blood that seemed to glow slightly. Its wounds were deep but began to heal as soon as they applied basic medicines. "Its healing rate is amazing," Minji said, watching skin knit together under a microscope. "If humans could heal like this." The baby dragon opened its golden eyes and made a soft chirping sound. It seemed to be looking right at June. "I think it knows we're helping," he said. "Don't get attached," Minji warned. "When it's stable, we need to talk about what happens next." The door to Lab 4 suddenly slid open. Commander Tahoe stood there, his face hard with anger. "I received an alert about unusual power usage in this lab," he said. "What are you two doing here at this hour?" June tried to block the view of the table, but it was too late. Tahoe saw the small dragon and his face went pale. "You brought an alien life form onto my station?" he asked, voice low and dangerous. "Without quarantine, without authorization. It was dying, sir," June explained. "I made a judgment call." "A judgment call?" Tahoe's voice rose. "You've violated at least 15 protocols. You've put everyone on this station at risk." The baby dragon made a frightened sound and tried to hide under June's hand. "Sir, look at it," Minji said. "It's just a baby. It's intelligent. We couldn't just let it die." Tahoe's eyes narrowed. "Both of you are confined to quarters. I'm calling corporate. This is beyond my authority to handle." He took out his comm unit. "Security to Lab 4. Immediately." "What will happen to it?" June asked. "That's not your concern anymore," Tahoe said coldly. "You should be more worried about your career, Park. And yours too, Dr. Kim." The baby dragon crawled closer to June, sensing the tension. Its little body trembled. As security officers entered the lab, June leaned down and whispered to the dragon, "Don't worry. I won't let them hurt you." He didn't know how he would keep that promise, but looking into those golden eyes, June knew he would find a way, no matter what it cost him. June paced in his small quarters. It had been 2 days since Commander Tahoe had discovered the baby dragon. 2 days of waiting and worrying. The station security had taken the creature to the main science lab for proper study. June wasn't allowed to see it. His door chimed. Minji stood outside, looking tired but excited. "I have news," she said, slipping inside. "They put me on the team studying the dragon. They need my medical skills." June grabbed her shoulders. "How is it? Are they hurting it?" "They're calling it Specimen X42, Minji said. "It's getting stronger. The wounds are almost healed." "But June, something strange is happening." "What do you mean?" Minji lowered her voice. "It won't respond to anyone. It just lies there, eyes closed. But when I mentioned your name, it reacted. Its eyes opened. The marks on its body glowed brighter." June felt a strange warmth in his chest. "It remembers me." "There's more," Minji said. "The corporate science team arrives tomorrow. They're bringing special equipment. They want to study its brain, its abilities." June didn't need to ask what that meant. Corporate scientists were known for their thorough methods. They would not care about the creature's comfort or feelings. "I need to see it," Jun said. Tonight. That's why I'm here, Minji said, holding up a security badge. I can get you in, but only for a few minutes. The main science lab was dark and quiet. Only emergency lights glowed softly. In the center, inside a clear box, lay the baby dragon. It looked bigger already. Its scales had changed from gray-blue to a deep purple. The glowing marks along its spine pulsed with light. As soon as Jun approached, its golden eyes snapped open. "Hello again, little one," Jun whispered. The dragon made a soft trilling sound. It pressed its face against the clear wall of the box, trying to get closer to Jun. "I named it Bora," Minji said. "It means purple in our language." "Bora," Jun repeated. The dragon's ears perked up. Suddenly, Jun felt a strange sensation in his mind, like a gentle touch. Images flashed in his thoughts. Stars, a massive ship that seemed to be alive, larger dragons with glowing scales. Then feelings, fear, loneliness, gratitude. "Minji," he gasped. "It's communicating with me." Minji checked the monitors. "Brain activity is off the charts. Both yours and its." More images filled Jun's mind. A violent storm of rocks in space, being separated from a larger dragon, falling, injured, to the moon's surface. "The Drakith," Jun said, the word coming from nowhere, or from Bora's mind. "That's what they call themselves. They're an ancient race, space travelers." "That's impossible," Minji whispered. "Dragons aren't real. They're Earth myths." "Maybe our myths came from somewhere," Jun said. He placed his hand on the box. Bora pressed against it from the other side. "Maybe they visited Earth long ago." An alarm suddenly blared. Red lights flashed. "Unauthorized access to specimen X42. A computer voice announced. "Security alerted." "We need to go," Minji said, pulling Jun's arm. Jun didn't want to leave Bora. The dragon's eyes were wide with fear. "I'll come back for you," he promised. As they rushed toward the door, the monitors began to show unusual energy readings. The box containing Bora glowed with blue light. The baby dragon's eyes were fixed on Jun, sending one clear thought into his mind. Asterisk help me asterisk. In the corridor, security officers were running toward the lab. Jun and Minji barely made it back to his quarters before the station went into full lockdown. "What do we do now?" Minji asked. Jun looked at her, his decision already made. "We save Bora. Tonight." Morning came too quickly. Jun and Minji had stayed up all night making plans to save Bora, but they needed more time. Before they could act, Jun received a message. "Report to the main conference room immediately." His heart sank. He knew what was coming. The conference room was filled with serious faces. Commander Tahoe sat at the head of the table. Next to him were three people in expensive suits, corporate representatives who had arrived early. Their cold eyes followed Jun as he entered. "Xenobiologist Park Jun," said a woman with short gray hair. "I am Director Yang of the Interstellar Research Corporation's Ethics Division. Do you know why you're here?" Jun stood tall. "Because I saved a life." Director Yang's mouth tightened. "Because you violated 17 different protocols regarding alien life forms. Because you endangered this entire station and potentially Earth itself with an unquarantined specimen." The man next to her leaned forward. "The specimen is remarkable, possibly the most valuable discovery in decades, but your actions were unacceptable." Commander Tahoe looked uncomfortable, but remained silent. "The creature was dying," Jun said. "And it's not just a specimen. It's intelligent. It can communicate telepathically. It's a baby separated from its kind." Director Yang raised an eyebrow. "Telepathically? With whom?" "With me," Jun said. "I've seen images from its mind. Its species is called the Drakith. They're an ancient race that travels through space." The third corporate representative laughed. "You sound delusional, Park. Or are you trying to make your discovery seem more important to save your job?" "I'm telling the truth," Jun insisted. Run brain scans on both of us when we're together. You'll see the connection. We've reviewed the security footage from last night. Director Yang said coldly. You and Dr. Kim entered the lab without authorization. That alone is grounds for dismissal. June looked at Minji, who stood by the door. Her face was pale. I forced her to help me, June lied. Dr. Kim was just following my lead. The corporate representatives exchanged glances. Nevertheless, Director Yang continued, your time with this corporation is over, Park June. Your access to all facilities is revoked effective immediately. You will gather your personal belongings and board the next transport ship back to Earth. June had expected this, but it still felt like a punch to the stomach. What about Bora, the specimen? It will remain here for comprehensive study, the second man said. If your claims about telepathic abilities are true, that makes it even more valuable. We'll need to understand how it affects human brains. June could imagine what that meant. Tests, possibly even dissection. His hands curled into fists. You can't do that, he said. The Dracoth are intelligent beings. They have rights. Rights? Director Yang laughed. It's an animal, Park. A fascinating one, but still just an animal. And it belongs to the corporation now. Commander Tejo finally spoke. Pack your things, Park. Security will escort you. Your transport leaves in 3 hours. As June left the room, Minji caught his eye. A silent message passed between them. Their rescue plan needed to happen now. Back in his quarters, as he pretended to pack, June felt a familiar touch in his mind. Somehow, even from across the station, Bora was reaching out to him. The dragon was afraid. The corporate scientists had started their tests. Hold on, Bora, June whispered. I'm coming. He checked the time. The security shift would change in 30 minutes. That would be their only chance. A message flashed on his personal device from Minji. Docking Bay 3. Small research vessel ready. Hurry. June took a deep breath. In 1 hour, he would either be dead, imprisoned, or a fugitive with an alien dragon. There was no turning back now. June moved quickly through the empty hallways. He wore a maintenance worker's uniform that Minji had left for him. A cap pulled low covered his face. In his hand was a small tool kit that hid a medical sedative and an access card. The main science lot was ahead. 2 guards stood at the door. Routine maintenance check, Jum said, keeping his voice casual. Director Yang ordered it before the new tests begin. 1 guard checked his tablet. I don't see any order. It just came in, Jun said. They need the air filtration system working perfectly for the sensitive equipment. The guards looked at each other. Then the first one shrugged. Make it quick. Inside the lab, Jun found Bora in a new, smaller box. Wires connected to patches on the dragon's head and body. Bora's eyes were closed, but Jun could feel the dragon's pain in his own mind. I'm here, he whispered, quickly typing commands into the lab computer. The box unlocked with a soft click. Bora's eyes opened. The dragon made a weak chirping sound that broke Jun's heart. Let's get these off you, he said, gently removing the wires and patches. Bora stretched all 6 limbs, wings fluttering weakly. An alarm suddenly blared. But not because of Jun. On the main screen, a message flashed. Unauthorized access to Docking Bay 3. They had discovered Minji's preparations. Jun swore under his breath. He had to move fast. He pulled his bag open, and Bora climbed inside, curling up like a cat. The dragon seemed bigger already, barely fitting in the space. Stay quiet, he told Bora, feeling ridiculous talking to a telepathic dragon. But Bora seemed to understand, tucking its glowing tail out of sight. In the hallway, people ran past him toward Docking Bay 3. No one noticed a maintenance worker walking calmly in the opposite direction. Jun headed for Docking Bay 5. Their backup plan. Minji was waiting, her medical coat covering a flight suit. They found the first ship, she said. This one isn't prepped for a long journey. It just needs to get us away from the station. Jun said, opening his bag. Bora poked its head out, golden eyes blinking at the bright lights. Minji gasped. It's grown already. The Drakith mature quickly, Jun said, knowledge somehow flowing from his connection with Bora, especially when stressed. They boarded the small research vessel. It was meant for short trips to nearby moons, not deep space travel. But it would have to do. As Minji started the launch sequence, the ship's comm system crackled. Research Vessel 12, you are not authorized for departure, Commander Taho's voice said. Power down immediately, or we will take forceful measures. Jun grabbed the comm. Sorry, Commander. I can't let them hurt Bora. Park, listen to me, Taho said, his voice softer now. This isn't just about your career anymore. This is theft of corporate property. They'll hunt you across the galaxy. Bora isn't property, Jun said. The Drakith are people. Minji called out, 30 seconds to launch. On the screen, they could see security forces entering the docking bay, weapons ready. Last chance, Park, Taho warned. Jun looked at Bora, who had climbed onto a seat and was watching him with intelligent eyes. In his mind, he felt the dragon's trust and something else, a direction, a pull toward distant stars. Bora knows where to go, Jun told Minji. We need to follow his guidance. That's crazy, Minji said, but her hands were already setting a course away from the station. We barely have enough fuel to reach the jump point. The engines roared to life. The security team fired warning shots that pinged off the hull. As they pulled away from the station, Bora climbed onto Jun's lap. The dragon's mind touched his again, showing him stars and distant worlds, and larger dragons waiting in the darkness between solar systems. We're coming, Bora, Jun whispered. We're taking you home. Jun could not believe his eyes. The Drakith mothership was unlike anything humans had ever built. It seemed alive. The walls pulsed with the same blue-purple light that ran along Bora's spine. The air was warm and smelled like flowers and rain. This way, said the large dragon leading them. His name was Juan, and he was Bora's guardian. He walked on 4 legs while his wings were folded neatly against his back. His front limbs were more like hands, with long fingers that could hold tools. Minji stayed close to Jun. Are we the first humans to see all this? She whispered. I think so, Jun said. Bora trotted happily beside them, much bigger now than when they had first escaped the station. The young dragon chirped and trilled, clearly happy to be home. They entered a large round room. 7 huge dragons waited there, their scales shimmering with different colors. They sat in a circle, their long tails curled around their bodies. Their golden eyes all turned to look at the humans. The council will speak with you now, Juan said, bowing his head. The largest dragon, with deep blue scales, spoke, but his mouth didn't move. Instead, his voice filled Jun's mind directly. Asterisk human Jun. Human Minji. We have lived among the stars for 50,000 of your Earth years. In all that time, we have watched many species. Few have shown what you have shown, asterisk. Jun swallowed hard. What did I show? Asterisk compassion that breaks rules, asterisk came the answer. Asterisk you risk everything to save a life not your own. Not even of your kind, asterisk. Another dragon, this one with green scales, added. Asterisk we have watched humans for centuries. You fight. You destroy. You fear what is different. But you, Jun, you saw only a child in need, asterisk. Bora ran to the center of the circle and sat up proudly. Images flowed from the young dragon's mind to everyone in the room. Jun finding Bora hurt on the moon, caring for the wounds, protecting Bora from the tests, and finally escaping together. I just did what was right, Jun said simply. Asterisk what was right, asterisk repeated the blue dragon. Asterisk so simple for you to say. So rare to find in the galaxy, asterisk. The 7 great dragons looked at each other, their eyes glowing as they shared thoughts too complex for human minds. Finally, the blue dragon spoke again. Asterisk, we will show you our realm now, humans. You will be the first of your kind to see how the Draketh live. Asterisk. Juan led them through the ship. It was more like a flying city than a spaceship. Thousands of dragons lived here, in all sizes and colors. Some were as small as Bora had been when June found him. Others were huge, their wings spanning 20 meters. They're beautiful, Minji said, watching young dragons play in a large open space that looked like a park. Plants grew everywhere, unlike the cold metal walls of human ships. Juan showed them how the ship was grown, not built. The Draketh had learned to create living ships that fed on sunlight and the energy between stars. The ships healed themselves and grew larger over time. Your technology is amazing, Jun said. Humans could learn so much from you. Asterisk, that is why we have remained hidden, asterisk, Juan explained. Asterisk, many species would take our knowledge to make weapons. To conquer. Would humans be different, asterisk? June wanted to say yes, but he thought of Director Yang and how she had called Bora property. He couldn't lie. Some would, he admitted, but not all of us. The blue elder dragon appeared again, watching them with ancient eyes. Asterisk, tomorrow, your old commanders will find us. They have followed your ship. They will demand your return and claim Bora as their property, asterisk. June felt cold fear. What will you do? The dragon's eyes glowed brighter. Asterisk, we will let you show them who humans truly are. The trial begins at dawn, asterisk. Morning came too quickly aboard the Draketh ship. June woke to find new clothes waiting for him. A simple black tunic and pants that seemed to glow slightly, made from a fabric he had never seen before. Minji was given similar clothes in dark blue. Are you ready? She asked, her voice tight with worry. No, June admitted, but we have no choice. Juan led them to an enormous hall in the center of the ship. Hundreds of dragons lined the walls, their scales creating a rainbow of colors. In the middle of the room was a circle of light on the floor. Above it floated a large clear screen showing the stars outside. On one side of the hall stood the 7 elder dragons from the council. On the other side, a human ship had docked with the Draketh vessel. Commander Toho entered the hall with Director Yang and 5 armed security officers. Park Jun. Director Yang said coldly, "You are charged with theft of corporate property, violation of contract, and sharing classified information with an alien species." The blue elder dragon's voice filled everyone's mind at once. Asterisk, this is not a human court. You are guests in our realm. Here, we will decide what is just, asterisk. Director Yang's eyes widened at the telepathic voice, but she recovered quickly. The specimen you call Bora was found on Moon X42, which falls under our research jurisdiction. It is legally our property, as is all data regarding its biology. Asterisk property. Asterisk, the elder dragon's mental voice was sharp. Asterisk, the child of our highest bloodline. Property, asterisk. Bora entered the circle of light, looking proud and strong. Next to the young dragon was another Draketh with silver scales, the one Bora had called Mother in mental images. Director Yang paled. We didn't know. Asterisk, you did not ask, asterisk, the silver dragon cut in. Asterisk, you took and studied and planned to cut open a child of an intelligent species, asterisk. Commander Toho stepped forward. With respect, we had no way of knowing your kind existed. Our protocols are designed to protect both sides in first contact situations. The same protocols that would have let Bora die, Jun said quietly. All eyes turned to him. What will happen to us? Minji asked the elder dragons. The blue elder tilted his massive head. Asterisk, that depends on what your kind truly values. Life or ownership, asterisk. Director Yang gripped her tablet tightly. The Interstellar Research Corporation demands the return of Dr. Park and Dr. Kim to face criminal charges. We will discuss proper diplomatic relations with your kind through official channels. The elder dragon looked at Commander Tayo. Asterisk, and you, Commander. What do you believe is right, asterisk? Taho looked uncomfortable. He glanced at June. then at Bora, who was watching him with intelligent golden eyes. He hesitated. I believe our protocols failed in this case. Dr. Park broke rules, yes, but he saved a life and discovered a new intelligent species. That should count for something. Director Yang glared at him. You're not authorized to make that judgment. The silver dragon stepped forward. We have watched your species for generations. You fight among yourselves. You destroy your planet. But some of you, her eyes fixed on June. Some of you carry a better way in your hearts, . The blue elder raised his wings. We have decided. We will make formal contact with humanity, but not through your corporation. We will speak through June, who has shown us humanity's better nature, . That's absurd. Director Yang sputtered. He's just a xenobiologist. He has no diplomatic training or authority. He has something more important. The blue dragon said. Compassion. Understanding. The ability to see a person, not property, when he looks at us. Bora ran to June and rubbed against his legs like a cat, sending waves of happiness into his mind. What does this mean? June asked. It means, the elder said. That you are now Dragon Friend, the first human to hold this title in 50,000 years. You will be our voice to humanity, and humanity's voice to us. Director Yang was shaking with anger. The corporation will fight this. The blue dragon's mental laugh rippled through the room. They can try. But tell me this, human. Do you wish to make enemies of beings who can grow ships that live among the stars? Or would you prefer to learn from us? As friends? Commander Tejo placed a hand on Director Yang's arm. I think friendship sounds like the better option. 6 months had passed since the trial. June stood at the window of his new office on Earth, looking out at the blue sky. So much had changed. The Drakith embassy took up an entire island, given freely by Earth's unified government. The living building grew and changed every day, its bioorganic walls shimmering with the same lights that ran along dragon spines. Humans from all over the world came to see it, to see the dragons. Ambassador June. Minji stood at the door. She now wore the official uniform of the Human Drakith Science Exchange. The delegation from Mars Colony is here. June smiled. Thank you, Chief Medical Officer Kim. They shared a look that said more than words. They had gone from station workers to some of the most important people on Earth, all because June couldn't leave a baby dragon to die. In the main hall, Bora waited with 5 other young dragons. At 8 months old, Bora was now the size of a horse, with wings that could span 10 meters when fully extended. The purple scales gleamed in the sunlight streaming through the living crystal roof. They're here. June friend, Bora's voice said in his mind. Their mental link had only grown stronger over time. The Mars delegates entered, their eyes wide with wonder. Even after 6 months, most humans were still amazed to see real dragons. Welcome to Earth's Drakith Embassy, June said formally. I am Ambassador Park June, and this is my partner and first contact, Dr. Kim Minji. Bora stepped forward, head held high. Bora, youngling of the 7th clutch, first friend to humans. The Mars governor bowed deeply. We are honored. Mars Colony wishes to establish its own embassy with the Drakith. That can be arranged, June said. The Drakith Council has approved cultural and scientific exchanges with all human settlements. After the meeting, June and Bora walked in the embassy gardens. Dragon plants grew alongside earth flowers, creating strange but beautiful patterns. I got a message from Director Yang today, June told Bora. The corporation wants to open negotiations again. Bora made a sound like laughter. They were not happy when Earth's government gave them a choice. Work with us or lose all space exploration rights. They'll adapt, June said. Humans are good at that. Yes. Like you adapted to having a dragon as your best friend. Commander Tejo approached them along the garden path. After the trial, he had resigned from the corporation and now worked as security chief for the embassy. The new Drakith ship has entered orbit, he reported. They say the biotech medical supplies for the African drought regions are ready. June nodded. The Drakith's living technology was helping solve many of Earth's problems. Clean water, food shortages, pollution. In return, humans shared their music, art, and stories. The dragons had technology, but humans had creativity that fascinated them. That evening, as the sun set, the elder dragons arrived for the monthly council. The blue elder, whose name June now knew was Sung, nodded his massive head in greeting. Asterisk, dragon friend June. The stars are bright tonight, asterisk. They are, June agreed. Have you decided about the deep space exploration proposal? Asterisk, yes. 10 human scientists will join our next star voyage. Bora will be their guide, asterisk. June felt a mix of pride and sadness. Bora would leave Earth for at least a year. Asterisk, don't be sad. June friend, asterisk, Bora said, sensing his feelings. Asterisk, you're coming too, asterisk. June blinked in surprise. I am. Elder Sung's mental voice carried amusement. Asterisk, did you think we would separate dragon friend from dragon? The bond you share is rare even among our kind, asterisk. That night, June sat on the embassy roof with Minji. Above them, the stars shone like promises. If you had followed the rules that day on the moon, Minji said, none of this would have happened. June thought about that moment, seeing the injured baby dragon, making the choice that had changed everything. Sometimes, he said, you have to choose what's right over what's allowed. In the garden below, Bora looked up at them, golden eyes gleaming in the darkness. In June's mind, he felt the dragon's agreement, and something more, a vision of stars they would soon visit together. Sometimes you get fired for doing the right thing, and sometimes that's just the beginning of a much greater adventure. 3 days passed on the small ship. Their food was running low. The air recyclers made strange noises. Worst of all, corporate security vessels were closing in. Their last message had been clear: surrender or be destroyed. We can't outrun them much longer, Minji said, checking the radar screen. Our fuel is almost gone. June sat with Bora in his lap. The dragon had grown even bigger, now the size of a large dog. Its purple scales shimmered in the dim light of the ship. We need a miracle, June admitted. As if hearing his words, Bora's eyes suddenly glowed brighter. The dragon leaped from June's lap to the ship's front window. Its 6 limbs pressed against the glass as it stared into the darkness of space. What is it? June asked. In his mind, he felt a surge of excitement from Bora. Images flashed through his thoughts. Large dragons, ships that seemed alive, home. Minji, June said slowly, change course. Head toward that empty sector. She frowned. There's nothing there. It's just empty space. Trust me. Trust Bora. With a sigh, Minji turned the ship. The engines sputtered as they used the last of their fuel. Behind them, the security ships adjusted their course to follow. They'll catch us in 20 minutes, Minji said. Bora made a strange chirping sound. Its whole body began to glow, the marks along its spine pulsing with blue light. It's calling for help, June realized. Suddenly, all the ship's systems flickered. The radar screen went blank. The lights dimmed. What's happening? Minji asked, voice tight with fear. Before June could answer, space itself seemed to ripple in front of their ship. Where there had been nothing but stars, something massive began to appear. It was as if a veil was being lifted. Look, June gasped. A ship, if it could be called a ship, hung in space before them. It was enormous, at least 10 times the size of the largest Earth vessel. But unlike human ships, this one seemed to be alive. Its surface pulsed with the same blue-purple light that ran along Bora's spine. It had no hard edges, instead flowing like water frozen in time. Bora pressed harder against the window. its entire body vibrating with excitement. In June's mind, he felt one clear thought. Asterisk family asterisk. The Drakith, he whispered. They found us. The massive ship sent no signals, no radio messages. Instead, a beam of soft light extended from it, enveloping their small vessel. June felt a gentle touch in his mind, like fingers brushing against his thoughts. Asterisk, who brings home the lost child. Asterisk, the voice in his head was deep and ancient. Before June could think of how to respond, Bora's mind connected with his. Through their link, the young dragon showed its story. Being injured, June's rescue, the escape from the station. The light around their ship brightened. Asterisk human who saves dragon child. You are not what we expected from your kind asterisk. The corporate security ships had arrived now. They hovered at a safe distance, weapons ready but not firing. They're afraid, Minji said, watching the radar that had come back online. A new voice crackled over their comm system. Director Yang from the corporate flagship. Park June, surrender immediately. You are in violation of. Her voice cut off as the light from the dragon ship intensified. Asterisk these others hunt you. Asterisk the ancient voice asked in June's mind. Yes, June said aloud. They want to take Bora back. To study him. Maybe cut him open. He felt a wave of cold anger that wasn't his own. Asterisk come. You will be safe with us asterisk. Their ship began to move, pulled by the beam of light toward an opening in the massive vessel's side. It looked like a mouth opening to swallow them. Are we doing the right thing? Minji asked, her hand finding June's. He looked at Bora, who was practically dancing with happiness now. The dragon turned its golden eyes to June, and he felt a wave of trust and gratitude. Yes, June said. I think we are. As their ship was drawn into the heart of the living vessel, June prepared to meet the beings he had only seen in Bora's memories, the ancient race of space dragons known as the Drakith.